We're back, and now is when things really start to heat up. We're in the losers match. The player who can't win this best of 3 is out of this GSL Code S.
And that's a hard place to be at. Right now, First is crossing his fingers, Tasteless, because he needs to do well this season if he wants to go to BlizzCon. He is not locked in by any means, so he needs to beat hyvaa. But hyva's a very difficult opponent in this matchup as well. He can play the mid-range game pretty well. He can cheese well, of course, and he can kind of play a long game also.
Man, hyvaa here, I would love to see more cheese from him because I just love casting his cheesy games. Yeah. But First is pretty calculated.
He's pretty calculated.
He's pretty good at his defense.
He has a little bit of a weakness in PvZ that I've seen, where he oftentimes depends on things like warping in Zealots for early damage. So if hyvaa can really stay on top of that and stop any pylons from getting out in the map, anything weird like that, I think he has a decent chance against
Sometimes I wonder, though, is that really First weakness, or is it that he's the best PvTer in the world? And,
well,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
By comparison, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, by comparison, his PvZ isn't as good, but it's, I feel like he does rely on that a little bit too much. And when you do, if Zerg can scout it out, it's not going to be nearly as effective.
Well, the countdown has begun here. Our map's going to be Derelict Watcher. Everything's on the line right now. And don't forget, the winner here still has to go on to face off against Jogji, who's already had a very commanding presence here in today's group.
It's whoever goes against Jogji, that's going to be a great match too. God, this is such a good group today, Tasteless.
Amazing day today with great players and great games. And speaking of games, ours is just now loaded up, so we're going to throw it on camera here and begin this best of 3, which will ultimately decide the end of one of these players' tournament lives here in this Code S. In the upper right, the crazy, unpredictable Zerg. He is
So hyvaa.
with his orange enter key. And in the bottom left, we have an incredible Protoss player. But can he beat this Zerg? He is.
LGIM First.
Going to be a great match. I already know this is going to be a great match. I don't think this is going to be very one-sided. Maybe the games themselves are one-sided, but it's going to be like really, ooh.
Ooh, indeed. So we have Pylon in the main here. We'll get a fast expanding Protoss one way or another. And the probe now just going to come up here and peer into the Zerg's base to see what's going on. Now, I feel like the cheeses that hyvaa is so good at work much better for him in Zerg versus Terran. I don't feel like he has.
It's harder to break Protoss with cheese than Terran.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to have the same cheesing opportunity.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah, and you know what? First is actually opening with a really nice opener, a quick scout to really check what he's up to.
These guys have both managed to beat each other here, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be super even. These guys have a history. Okay, Pylon here at the expansion. This is a great way to economically put a clench on your opponent. You have a great control of where the game's going from here.
And you know what? When you go for a gateway expand, if you decide that you want to block that natural, you on purpose don't block the third like this, and then you cancel just like this. You want them to take 3 bases, because with that build, you can punish 3 bases. It's possible. Sometimes Zerg will stop it, like they have to get a really quick Roach Warren, but if they go 3 bases, it can be very hard to stop, like a gateway expansion into 4-gate. It's like really tough for Zerg to hold on to all 3 hatches.
And you know what's great about this? There's not a ton that Zerg can do to stop this or to control this. You're basically at the whim of the Protoss player who, hyvaa may have gone into this having a completely different build in mind here, or a different setup.
Yeah.
But he has to go by the Protoss's rulebook, and that's the kind of style First likes to play.
It is that, Tasteless. And you know what? hyvaa is getting a really quick gas, so that's very smart. If he can get Zergling speed up, or, just have that gas for Roaches, both of those would really help him out. But you know what? First has gotten a really quick Stalker. This is kind of cool. I think he's going to try to push Overlords out, harass the Zerglings a little bit, push them back, so that you can't really tell what he's doing.
Yeah, and until there's Ling speed, the Stalker gets free reign on the map.
Yeah, you almost can't lose it until you get until Zergling speed is out.
Yeah, unless it got cornered or something, and that's you pretty unheard of. Yeah, that means you are bad.
Like, oh, that happened to me the other day.
See that Stalker now moving out, actually headed towards the Zerg's base. These two Lings can get inside, but opt not to, instead to hide around on the map and check for if the Protoss is going to take a third, and if so, win.
And we're going to see exactly... This is kind of weird, because he hasn't added anything yet. His Warp Gate's almost done, and we're just... What are you doing, man? Okay, a Stargate. There we go. Okay, so a Stargate and then Gateway. We should see another Gateway as well coming up, no doubt.
I love this. He's going to get this Overlord and just run out.
Very nice move.
And really only losing shields here.
Yeah. Four Zergling's not really going to be able to do much.
And Ling's speed has started, but it's not going to get done in time. 2 more gates coming up here at the entrance for that wall in.
And now we'll see exactly what build he wants to go for, because a lot of the times when First goes for a Gateway expand and gets a quick Stalker out, he'll use it to push those Lings back, to sneak out a probe. And in fact, Hyva's making a lot of Speedlings right now. I think he's actually kind of expecting something like that. Let's see. I'm not sure that he'll do it, but
Well, you know, the problem is that he can't be offensive with these Lings. By the way, Forge just now started at the entrance here for First's base. So, I mean, he's not going to get in there.
Yeah, I doubt him getting in here, with the Photon Overcharge, as long as that Mothership Core doesn't go too far away. But, well, with this many Speedlings, I have seen Zergs break down walls occasionally.
Hyva. He's doing it again, guys.
He's doing it.
That's our Hyva.
26 Lings on the way. And the thing is, seeing Zergling speed this early isn't a big deal either, because you kind of expect it.
He needs to start making just stuff. He needs to clog this entrance badly.
Okay.
He wants to wait until right when they run out of shields here.
That is right. And all right, so the Mothership Cannon on the way, and this is a lot of damage output right now by First.
Yep.
I don't know that this could break, but
okay, he's going to try to get the pylon over here in the upper left, the warp gate in the middle here. He might want to make another pylon over here on the right of that warping and cannon.
Uh-oh, Zerglings start getting a misplaced force field. Okay, he traps them right there, but he's going to have to throw down another one. They're going to be able to take out this cannon, but he's losing a ton of them at the moment. I guess they aren't even going to be able to take out that cannon.
Okay, warps in some zealots over here.
All right, well, this is a big lead for
16 more
First.
Lings on the way right now. And he should be able to just repair this, clog the entrance, and I think from there, First can slowly win. What's going on at the third base?
Third base is just Phoenixes.
Ah, okay. We haven't had a shot of that yet.
No, that's just doing a little bit of harassment.
Nice force field, perfectly placed there. GG. Hyva taps out.
All right, funny little all-in there by Hyva. First, didn't really know it was coming, but he was playing safe. He's decided to kind of back up on some of his openers that are a little bit more risky, where he's trying to get that early damage in. That's something that, against some great macro Zerg as a Protoss, is really going to benefit you. But against someone like Hyva, that, yeah, I mean, he can back up and play kind of a macro game, but First probably is feeling pretty good against Hyva in that regard.
Hyva really starting to feel the pressure right now. His cheesing antics have not been working out, man.
Not quite. We'll see, though. I mean, the next game is a new game, Tasteless.
It is.
And he's going to have a fresh start to try to kill First again.
You know, I don't know. Do you think he's just going to do another one of these aggressive builds? Hyva seems to love playing like this. He seems to be pretty confident. He did take a game off of Flash today. Flash barely escaped Hyva.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Even back there First. I mean, First, that could have gone much worse.
Yeah.
For First, but he handled it very well with a really nice force fields.
You know what I wouldn't mind to see from Hyva here, Tasteless? It's really risky, but like just the one base Speedling on Whirlwind. A lot of Protosses like Gateway Expand here, and First showed that game that even against Hyva, he didn't go for the wall-in Gateway Expand at the top of the ramp, which is more safe. He went for the more economical one.
I dig that. Let's see if he does that this time around, because right now First is looking solid and primed to go into our final best of 3. But we're gonna have to wait, see how this game goes first. So get ready here.